All right guys, so I've already cut my backer to 36 by 24 inches. We are going to go ahead and use our color planner for the master file. You're going to want to sort your pieces in numerical order. That will help out a bunch when you go to place all your pieces down on the backer. We are going to use the tape, flip, and glue method to tape down this quilt. So first thing we need to do is lay out all our pieces, get a good dry fit, and then tape the pieces together to make it a really tight fit. So I've already sorted my pieces. And we are just going to move from left to right, placing our pieces as we go. So let's go ahead and crank through this really quickly, and then we can talk about how we tape the pieces once we're done. Now, one thing you will want to do as you're going through, if you have any spots that you feel like you need to clean up that need to be sanded, I would go ahead and do that while you're placing your pieces. That way you don't have to clean it up after everything's been placed. It's just easier that way. Because what we'll do is once everything's placed, then we'll tape, and then we are going to glue and finish at the end with oil. So I'm going to go ahead and place all these pieces real quick, and then we can move to the next step. Okay, so we have all the pieces placed. Now what we're gonna do is start pulling all the pieces tight and taping. So you can see, like, I'm running off the edge here. I've gotten kind of crooked. That's okay. We just wanna make sure that the top gets super tight with all of any gaps. So we are basically just going to start here. Okay, we aren't going to worry about the windows yet. The windows, I pulled out of the laser with masking, and I left them somewhat sorted so that it's easier to place them down once we get to the windows. You can just score this and leave the windows just scored. That's totally fine. I think it's still going to look great. I just decided to be a little bit extra with this piece and just go for it. So I went ahead and cut my windows out like a crazy person. That's okay. All right, so we're gonna go through and tape. What we're doing is we're just making sure that all of our edges line up and that we are getting the pieces together as tight as possible. You will end up using a lot of tape, but you will save time in the long run by doing it this way rather than taping or by gluing everything down one by one. I may need to recruit some help though to do the flip on this one though, because it is awfully big piece to manage by yourself with the flip and glue method. So we'll see how that goes. I may be able to do it on my own. So again, I'm just pulling tight. Go. Tape that down. Line this up. We are going to just continue to work our way from left to right, just getting everything tight. because of the nature of the curves, your pieces are going to probably fit pretty tight to begin with, but they can still get off a little bit. So we still want to go through and tape. I decided not to round my edges on this one, but this one would look probably pretty cool with the clouds, the wind being rounded, but leaving leave the houses still straight without the rounded edges. I think that'd be really neat. One thing I recommend doing, because of the way we're going to glue, I would completely cover up your windows so no glue seeps through the other side when we go to glue. I'm going to get a good tape all the way around the edges. Just to be safe. Okay, good. So what we're going to do, I've got another large backer piece that I haven't used yet that I'm going to place down on top of it. Move my tape out of the way. Place on top. And we are going to carefully slide this off. And because it's all taped, we should be able to easily flip it. So now it is flipped upside down on my bigger piece. Like so. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add glue to this piece right here. And then I'm going to place this down on top and we're going to flip it back over again. So I'm going to go ahead and down. I'm going to get it somewhat lined up. Move around to my other side of my table to check this side. I've got a little bit of an overhang, feels like, which is okay because I'm actually going to be framing this, so I'm not going to see that. But if that happens, you can always sand the edge. All right. So now that we've done that, we are going to flip it back over, just like we did the first time. Holding it, flip it, moved a little bit, that's okay. we will recenter it once we take our piece off. All right. And just like that, guys, we are glued. So just make sure we recenter it a little bit. So I can tell I'm hanging over just a little bit up top. So I'm going to try to split my difference, and then, like I said, I'm going to be framing this one. I plan on putting this on my mantle. Now, if I have any pieces popping up, I will grab a book, or I can use my magnets actually. Maybe I'll do that real quick. Grab my magnets. Overall, this is pretty good. I'm happy with it. So now I'm going to take this tape off because I need to put all my little windows in. I don't know if you guys can even see what I'm doing. Yeah, now you can. So we're going to take this tape off. And you can see the glue underneath. I'm going to just rip this. So here's my crazy windows. I am going to go ahead and use a little brush and some of the glue that I used on my spreader just for the pieces that look like it's already setting up. We can also use it to poke our little windows in. There we go. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of the tape off, and now we're going to seal it. And then frame it. Guys, this is awesome. This is by far my favorite piece yet. You witnessed it here, folks. My favorite piece yet. It is going on my mantle.